All right. Well, hi, I'm Glenn. Um, Starting a podcast apparently on YouTube. All right. Story here is that I'm a fourth year graduate student here at UW Madison in Madison, Wisconsin, pursuing a PhD in chemistry. Um, I don't think that chemistry is what I want to do for the rest of my life, so I'm going to try to go to law school after this, which is crazy because that's a lot of school, and that's just what people tell me. And yeah, it's a lot of school. That's fine. It's only 3 more years, and if I were to do anything with chemistry, I'd probably have to do another 2 years of postdoc, so for me, I'm gaining another year of being poor anyway. So that's fine. So what would I do with a law degree? I'd probably become a patent attorney, help people file patents for chemical compositions and chemical processes um, that are patentable and haven't been patented yet. So hopefully, our final goal is to end up in Utah, um, make enough money to live comfortably and happily, and be there until the end of time, or whatever. Um, so yeah. So before we keep going, I guess I want to talk about who you are. I imagine that you are either one of my friends or that you are one of my family members. Also, you could probably potentially be a future employer of mine, someone who has my resume, who found me by Googling my name, or someone on an admissions committee to a law school that I applied to. So I'm going to try to be as professional as possible, but still be authentic and present myself. So if you're one of those people who might affect my future, hi, please be nice. I'm trying to be nice too. So a little bit more about me and who I am. Things that I feel that people here, at least in Madison, probably don't know about me, and make assumptions to the contrary. I am a Hispanic Mormon Republican. So that means that I believe in free markets, Jesus, and empanadas. So, Hispanic, my mom is from Argentina. I think the other ones are pretty self explanatory. Um, oh, yeah, if you hear anything that I talk about that you want me to talk about more in another video, which I'm hoping I'll have the energy and remember to make other videos, leave a comment below. And yeah, I'll try to do that for you. So I've picked up some weird hobbies while I've been here in graduate school. I started collecting Hot Wheels cars. I don't have one with me right now, but I've got a couple hundred of them and they're sitting under my bed. And yeah, that makes me weird. I play Rocket League, again with the car theme of hobbies. Mostly because I'm too poor to actually do anything with real car. I have a 2001 Toyota Highlander, which is got over 200,000 miles on it, but it's not worth putting any money into. Also, family. I'm married to Haley. I have 2 kids that are currently 4 and 2. I will try to not talk about them on here to protect their privacy and to keep creepy things from happening on the internet because I know how that goes. So other things that I'm randomly interested in, I've been trying to classify this for a while, but I have this weird need or desire to understand how things are organized. I don't know how to better explain it. So it kind of started, that's kind of why I'm in chemistry. I wanted to know how electron orbitals were organized, and I just kind of kept learning, and that's kind of why I'm trying to get out of chemistry, because I think I've learned everything that I want to know about it, besides random things that might seem interesting. I've also thought about different conventions for different units, so like making a new convention for time with a different calendar, splitting up the year into how would that be? That's 52 weeks. It's 364 days. and then you can have 13 months of 4 weeks exactly, and then you just have to have an extra day that hangs out, and hey, New Year's is a great day. Stuff like that. Thought a lot about, or some, I guess, messed around on the internet thinking about tournaments, so single elimination, double elimination. There's a page playoff system, things like that, and what seems the most fair, even though there's just going to be an amount of chance in anything that you do. So you can Google those things if you want. Yeah, and so I guess that's me. So why am I doing this podcast? I'm not really sure. Once when I was serving as a missionary in Portugal, my mission president told me that we were on a hike, and I was just rambling on like I am now, and he said that he wouldn't mind listening to me on something like a radio show, which I don't think I knew what a podcast was back then, because it was 2010 and I hadn't been connected with anything substantial on the internet for a couple of years at that point. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to do. If people like it, great, they'll listen to it. If they don't, I do have also personal selfish reasons for doing this. I have a fear of just talking in front of people, and I think that this will help me get over that, talking about what I think and how I feel about things with people that I might not know very well. So this is talking in front of an audience, if you will. Also, I think that the more I talk out loud, the more I'll be able to process things that I'm feeling. I have a problem sometimes with dealing with stress when I'm in stressful situations. Having 2 small children, I'm in stressful situations a lot of the time, and I'm trying to work on that in my life right now. Also, I'm going to be famous. Not really. But that would be okay, I guess. I don't know if I actually want to get 1 million subscribers or whatever. But okay. So, I've decided to call this podcast Dr. Thurston Goes to Law School. It's similar to Mr. Smith Goes to Washington. If you aren't familiar with that movie, it's a 1930s movie with Jimmy Stewart in it, about Mr. Smith, who gets appointed by the governor to fill a vacancy in the Senate. And he goes and he has all these awesome ideas for helping the Boy Scouts and building a nice park or whatever. And then he discovers this corruption and ends up filibustering. And good movie. Black and white, but good movie. I had to watch that for American Heritage, and it's still a good movie in my mind. I should probably find it on YouTube or something and watch it again. But yeah. So, getting to the going to law school part. Why do I want to go to law school? I think I kind of touched on this a little bit already. Research is fine. I enjoy doing research, especially when I know what I'm doing. The part that I don't like is trying to figure out what I'm supposed to do next, and sitting there wondering why things aren't working. It's very frustrating to me that everything has been set up correctly, and theoretically it should work. I should plug all these things in, I should introduce these ions into the mass spectrometer, and I should get a signal at the other side, and then it doesn't because humidity in the room, or this is off by 0.5 millimeter, or this voltage is off by 3 volts. Stuff like that is kind of frustrating to me, and I really don't want to deal with that for the rest of my life. And I feel like in law school and in law, especially in patent law, I'll be confronted with new ideas and new things to patent all the time, but the process is going to be the same. You're going to write a patent, you're going to submit it to the patent office, they're going to return it and reject it, and you're going to submit a rebuttal and they'll accept it, and then your client will have a new patent. Same thing, but different. So same enough to have a structure, different enough so I don't get bored. Yeah, so why law though beyond that? What got me thinking about this, we have the ACS, the American Chemical Society, holds an event called Preparing for Life After Graduate School, which they abbreviate as PFLAGs. and one of the not traditional careers, so not academia, not industry, that they came and talked about. They had a patent attorney come and talk about patent law and what their day is like, and that seemed like the most interesting out of the options, that I could still use all the stuff that I've been doing in graduate school, and that knowledge would still be valued, that I haven't wasted 5 years here, and but still something different that I might enjoy. So why law specifically? Another one of my hobbies is reading laws. When someone tells me that, oh, well, this is against the law, or this is whatever, I understand that for most people, it's against the law means that you're not supposed to do it. And for me, I want to know exactly what the law says, and when you're not supposed to do it, and when you can do it, and when no one's going to care, and how often that law is enforced. So I'll actually look up the code and look up the statute and see exactly what it says. And they're written in English, legalese English, but English, and words have meanings, and you can figure out what the law is actually saying. So for example, here in Wisconsin, the law says that pharmacists are required to consult a patient when handing out any prescription, whether it's a new prescription or whether it's a refill. You have to talk to the pharmacist. So I knew that was the law. Friends in pharmacies who are in pharmacy school told me that was the law. I got mad about it enough one day because I had to wait 5 minutes for the pharmacist, who I didn't have any questions for because it was a 30-day refill, and I couldn't leave. And so I looked at the law. The law actually says that they're required to either consult you, or if they deliver the prescription to a place of the patient's choosing with accompanying written instructions and an offer to consult with a pharmacist, that also fulfills the law. So I may in the future write a nice little note to the people at Walgreens saying that I hereby choose the place for my delivery of my prescriptions to be the cash register where the guy rings me up. And if you put written instructions on there, which is already on the thing anyway, and offer to have me consult with the pharmacist, I will decline the offer, and then I can go on my way, and I don't have to worry about waiting for the pharmacist or anything. I think that one time, though, was a fluke. Been to get different prescriptions since then, and the pharmacist is always right behind the pharmacy technician. Still seems kind of weird. I understand, like, people understanding what their pharmaceutical drugs are doing, but if you've been taking the same pharmaceutical for the last year and it's every 30 days, it doesn't need to be that often. But anyway, whatever. I'm not in the legislature. That's someone else's job. So yeah, things like that. Law seems like a good fit for me, I think. And we'll find out, I guess, as we go through law school. So, this is about Dr. Thurston, who not a doctor, by the way, yet. A PhD doctor, not a medical doctor. Okay, that was confusing. Not a doctor yet. Also not in law school yet. On my way to applying. But I thought I'd start recording these podcasts at the beginning so you can see the whole process. And then at the end, you can see me have a law degree, pass the bar exam, smile a lot, I guess. I don't know. So, where we are right now, today is Thursday. A week from Saturday, I am taking the LSAT, which is like the ACT for getting into law school. I'm kind of worried about it, but not really. I've taken practice LSATs, which are just LSATs from previous years, and I've scored myself, and I've been scoring in the 169 to 170 range. So the LSAT is scored between the low score is 120 and the high score is 180. So getting a 169 or 170 puts me in like the top 90, the 95th percentile. That's probably pretty good. It's good enough to get into the places that I want to apply to. I am worried about my undergraduate GPA because they look at that. I got a 3.5, but I did do chemistry, which is a lot harder than majoring in something else. So hopefully they'll take that into account, and I should get into law school. The one thing that I haven't really practiced is the essay portion of the LSAT. It's not graded, but it is sent to the law schools that you apply to. So as long as, I guess, you can make a reasonable argument for one way or the other. So on the LSAT essay, they will give you a person who is faced with a choice. They have criteria that they find desirable, and then they're given two choices, and neither of one of them is really fills all the criteria, but fulfills some of them, and then you have to argue which one they should pick and explain why. So, for example, John wants to have a pet, and he wants his pet to both be low maintenance and friendly. And so they'll say, well, John could get a cat, which is low maintenance, but it's not friendly, or John could get a dog, which is friendly, but it's higher maintenance. And then you have to say, well, John should get a cat or John should get a dog, and say, yes, well, it fulfills one of the criteria, and the other one is less important because it's fine, and you should just get a pet, John. Why are we making these decisions for you? You don't need all these potential law students helping you out. Just pick one. It's fine. Flip a coin or something. So, yeah. So we will see what is happening there with the LSAT next week. Hopefully everything goes good. If you want to, you can guess what score I'll get on the LSAT. We won't know till March when they email the score results. But if I don't do good enough to where I think I will have a good chance of making it into a law school that I want to, specifically Brigham Young University, which is where I did my undergraduate in chemistry, then I will probably take it again in June. And if I don't do good enough there, then I will probably not be going to law school, and this will be the shortest podcast series ever of Dr. Thurston not going to law school and Dr. Thurston going into industry. Anyway, again, if you heard something that I rambled about that you want me to talk more about, go ahead and leave a comment, like the video, subscribe, whatever, all the normal stuff, or don't, if that's fine. One last thing, these are supposed to be podcasts, but YouTube has infinite uploading and indefinite uploading, so that's why I'm doing video, because YouTube only takes video. If you want to, just close your eyes and it's like a podcast. If you don't want to look at me, that's fine. Either way, whatever makes you happy. All right, have an awesome day.